Hey guys, we're saying hi to Ange again, and today I am in beautiful, lovely Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. If you haven't been, a lot of Americans have not, so I was pleasantly surprised to find a fellow Yankee in my friend Kat.
Hello.
So pretty much what we're doing today is I just kind of want to talk to you about what you're doing here in Tobago, first of all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I came here originally when, I think it was like 2014. I came just as a traveler, just as a backpacker looking around, and really liked it. And I fell in love with a street dog up the street. And I already had been working with street dogs throughout Latin America.
Okay.
So when I came here, I decided that, look, this is where I want to do a mass spay and neuter project. So what we're doing right now is research for the project. Mm-hmm. I'm going around and counting numbers, literally like staring down dogs and counting them. People think it's really creepy when I'm standing there, but you have to ask permission too when it's their dog to take a picture. But some people are really nice about it, some people aren't. Yeah. But I also went door to door to see how people would react with this type of thing, because it's really an integrative approach. Not just going and spaying and neutering the dogs, but you also have the government aspect. You speak to the locals, and then it's not just foreigners coming in, because that's not going to work. As foreigners, we come in and we learn from the culture. We don't just come in and tell.
Definitely. That's so cool. So then what do you do as your main job? Like, obviously this is your passion, right? What do you do?
Like in the United States?
Yeah.
I am an animal behaviorist at a training facility for dogs.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
I have a
so
lot of
this
students.
Obviously is like another branch off of that.
Yes. This is I've always done this, yeah.
That's really cool. When did you start this specific project?
2012, I started writing on it. I wrote it for treatment for a TV show, because my dream is to have it on Discovery Channel.
Maybe it'll happen.
Hopefully. Just so I can share just my obsession with everybody, get other kids excited the way I was as a kid. Like, my parents got me super pumped about animals and everything, and they were the first ones I could read to, talk to, everyone. It was always animals.
Of course.
So,
I mean, they're way better than people for the most part.
Yes, I mean, that's obvious.
I mean, I don't know if you can see down here, we have our boy Hector. He's amazing. He's just been
Hectorial.
like hanging out. I'm sure that's who you're gonna probably miss.
That's who I actually am.
Yeah.
He's the one who got closest to me here out of anyone. No men.
What is the main purpose? Is it the spaying, neutering, and like bringing awareness to places like Tobago and countries like this?
We're actually a dog population management plan that is also founded off of a vet platform. So we're having a boot camp.
Oh, okay.
The first week of the training camp is going to be where vets, like students, come from around the world, and they can come and they get firsthand experience. Like, look, this is what it's like working in a mobile unit, going around and being a vet. It's not all fluffy and like, yay! It's sweaty, it's hot, there's cussing, there's not a lot of space, and that's why there's really high turnover.
Yeah.
So we want them to have a boot camp to be prepared for that, for when they go out into the fields and they work for a large shelter, large spay and neuter facility. So we want them to be prepared for that. And then we're putting the ferry, or I'm sorry, this mobile spay and neuter, we're putting it on the ferry, and it's going over to Trinidad, and that's where the action's really going to happen, because there's a ton of dogs there, predominantly in areas that are not so great. So it's going to be hard, because I don't want to take cameras into some of these places due to danger, because our agreement was that we are going to put Trinidad and Tobago in a good light for a reason. They did a good job doing spay and neuter projects in the past, and the rest of the world needs to see how it's done, and Trinidad and Tobago knows how to do it.
And I mean, obviously, anytime you're in another country, it's a bit different than how we treat our pets. You know, in the United States, I feel like our pets are our babies. We were just talking about that. I literally miss mine so much. I've been away for 2 weeks, and like, I miss you, Lola.
Shout out.
But yeah, like, how do you think overall, like, how do people treat their dogs? I guess, like, would you say it's like a pet? Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people are like, no, when I walk around, they think that I'm coming to take their dog. And you find out how important that dog is to them.
Really?
I'm like, oh no, I'm here, would you spay and neuter the dog? They're like, no. And when more you talk to them, they're like, oh, I thought you meant just take the dog, not give him back. I want that dog. That's my dog.
Yeah.
But not in a fluffy way, like, Fluffy, come jump on me and give me kisses. It's more of, you're guarding my house.
Yeah.
The reason that most people have dogs around here is for guarding a house.
So like for their own protection.
Exactly.
Obviously they don't necessarily treat them badly.
No, they do not treat them bad.
Okay.
They feed them, they talk to them. Not always do they. or a lot of times they don't have a name. The dog doesn't have a name, but they still, I know, I've named, that's why like the neighbors, like other animals down here, that's why one, I'm like, he's like a pimp, he's cool. Like, so, there's, I would say they don't, it's not that they don't like them, it's just totally different culture.
Yeah.
So, and they're doing what they can. They've participated in spay and neuter projects in the past that were done here, and it's so weird. You can see the impact of where it's been done. It's eerie. There's like no street dog. You're like, what the?
That's amazing.
So good.
I feel like that's huge in it of itself, because even in the U.S., I mean, you've had Bob Barker for years being like, spay and neuter your pets, you know? And so obviously like in the U.S., and I think we talked about that, like where are you from, and explain how it is like where you are.
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
It is... Love you, Maryland. Not all parts. Just kidding. No, it is. We have a lot of dog fighting. A lot of dog fighting with pit bulls. Yeah. We do have some cockfighting as well. But the dog fighting is really the problem. But it's a great state.
Yeah. But I guess I just mean that, like, you know, people think like, oh, in the U.S. this stuff doesn't happen.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah.
Some of the cruelty cases that came into the shelter where I was working in Baltimore City, we had a dog with his nose cut off.
Oh my gosh.
A dog that they fed her so much gunpowder, her stomach was like literally felt like lead, like dropping through.
Wow.
She passed away, but obviously we tried to do as best as we could. But there's been so many things that. I mean, it's hard to prevent. It's really about awareness.
Yeah, definitely, like, be aware, knowing about the spay and neuter your pet. Funny enough, when we were on the way over here, we did see a guy walking a dog on a leash, which is very rare out here.
It was amazing. I love that man now. I love him. I see him everywhere with his dog. I love it.
People do.
Spay and neuter your own pet. Don't let them run at large, aka run around or get out. Or even if you're like, oh, puppy love, let's get together with my family's dogs, and one of or two of the dogs aren't altered or spay and neutered, then just don't do that. And also, really, don't judge other cultures in regards to their animal welfare, because they're not all like that. And just don't judge. Everyone's culture is different, and if they want to do it, they will. But I feel like they will. So the message is really getting out.
Awesome. And I mean, out here, I've actually seen, because we went with you today, which was awesome. You've been going and like actually feeding the dogs that don't have food.
Yeah.
Which
I think it's ethical to feed them, and I just can't leave them. But I also know this isn't something that's going to be sustainable for them as well. So. I want her to eat it like a sandwich, like with her two paws, like.
I know, that'd be adorable. You know, if you see a dog and it's hungry and you have something, you know, help it out that way as well.
Yes, exactly. And also, a big thing is, I love it when tourists come to other countries and want to take a dog back with them. That's fantastic. That's great. But you have to remember, too, the root of the issue is spay and neuter. So if you can, let's say, instead of bringing a dog back, if it's one or the other, pay for spay and neuter of a street dog. And I know you're still going to be like, I'm going to take that one back, because honestly, let's just say you're going to spay and neuter a dog, and then you'll end up taking the other one back too. I did it too. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you're going to fall in love with them. And I have found that here, where there actually a girl that we met who was actually taking a puppy back to Germany, which is so cool. I'm actually excited that I'm working on this event, which is to raise money, because it's really expensive to be able to take it. I think in US dollars, it's somewhere around $1,700 when all is said and done for one puppy. So obviously not everyone can do that, but you know, doing things like what we're doing with having an event and charity and things like that, anything, I mean, $1, like anything that you can possibly give would definitely help. And I mean, if you have anything too with your project, I don't know if there's anything more that you want to talk about with your project, or what you could use help in, or anything like that.
What we could use help in. We're writing grants to obtain funding. So right now, it's really depending on that, because it's going to be a couple $100,000 that we need.
Okay.
We're going to write to organizations from Europe and the United States and anywhere internationally. We unfortunately are not getting any funding from the local government. They are in a recession, though. So that is a big issue, and it's very daunting knowing that you need $500,000. So when we actually get out there and we do need to start collecting funds, and people are just donating for the heck of it, because I know you love doing that, that would be great. But even $1 even if you see it. And hopefully one day you will see it on Discovery Channel, but spread the word. It doesn't matter. I'm not doing it to get famous or anything. Spread the word. It's about getting other people into animals the way that I am, you are,
Absolutely.
and many other people are.
For sure. So, thank you so much
Thank you for
chatting
having
with
me.
me about this. I'm so excited. What is actually the name of your project?
We just changed it.
Okay.
It was Project Snip.
Project Snip. I like that. It's catchy.
Oh, I hate it now. I hate it now. I hate it. I loved it in the
Okay.
beginning. I was like, that is so good.
Yeah.
And then now we're trying to find another name because
Okay.
some of the veterinarians on the staff they're males, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh my, it makes me not want to participate in it because
Right, of course. Getting their egos
we're
involved.
changing it right now, and we're probably going to be working under another organization, umbrella status wise. So we might have to go by their name, but right now it's Project Snip.
We will keep you guys posted either way because it's going to happen. It's all
Yes,
about
it
putting
will.
positive
Yes, it
energy
will.
and manifesting, and it'll definitely happen. As I told you when you went off to Trinidad the last time, what you're doing is rad, and I
Thank
love
you.
it, and it's so cool, and I'm excited that we met.
She gave me
and
food to give the dogs.
Yes, just
Cheese.
a little bit.
We
cheese,
gotta love it. We
bread,
love it.
things like that. Whatever, like I said, whatever you can do to help, it makes me feel good. I'd rather give that, and plus, like I'm trying to stay away from eating cheese, so it's perfect. But yes, thank you so much,
Thank
and
you.
thank you guys, and see ya.